welcome back to Date with the Divas. We have some hot topics for you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please click on that subscribe button and don't forget to like our videos. And if you got something to say, comment. We love the comments. Go ahead and grab your drinks because Alicia has got some stuff for us. What do you have?
All right. So this past Sunday was the premiere of the TV show called SWV and Xscape, Queens of R&B. Oh, no, sorry. Right, sound effect enter here. So as many as you may know, these two separate groups were basically hot back in the 90s. Okay, they had some great love songs for you, you know what I mean? Breakup songs and all that sort of stuff. So the members of each group, so we've got the Xscape group over there on the right, that has Candy, who's currently in Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you don't know, she's in that group as well. It has Tiny, it has Latasha and Tamika. And then over on the left, we have our SWV ladies, which is, I guess I should go in that order. It's Lily, Taj, and Coco from left to right for them. Okay. So on Sunday's premiere, basically the show is detailing both the groups coming together to do a joint musical show or touring together, basically, and leading up to it. So it opens up with them giving a brief history of how the groups got together. Xscape got together back in high school in 1992. Tasha and Tamika are sisters. Yeah, look at them looking fire right there. Look at them outfits. Okay, big.
You look good though. You gotta give it to them.
These ladies, yeah, these ladies are like close to 50 years old or a little bit above, you know, so they look great. Well, you know, and those some men have some work done.
Thinking she's Beyonce in the middle.
Right. She thinks she showing is too, don't she? Xscape was signed to So Def. They had 3 hit albums, all platinum plus, but they still broke up because Tasha wanted a solo deal. I don't hear about no solo deal from Tasha, so I guess that did not go too well. Did any of y'all hear of any of Tasha's solo stuff?
No.
Okay, just checking.
We'll see this time around because she got another solo deal.
Right. The SWV girls, they're from Brooklyn. They signed to RCA Records back in 1991, and they released 5 albums in total, 2 going platinum. And they broke up because Coco wanted to go solo back in 98.
She did have an album.
Oh, she did? Okay.
I was like, I think I remember some stuff.
Right. The show opens up with
Coco. Is that Coco in the middle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's cool.
Okay, Antrice, as always.
She thinks she's the Beyonce of that group for sure.
And it was Latasha who's considered the Beyonce of Xscape. Is that right? Or was it Candy?
No, it was Latasha.
She considers her, as I saw today, I saw a clip on I was watching Candy Coded, what is it? Candy's Speak on It. And it was a clip of Candy's, one of them dudes that worked for Candy, I think it's the DJ or whatever. And he was like, yeah, Latasha thinks she the Beyonce, she more like the Michelle.
Oh.
No. That's what he
Drama. So
Come on, let's get into the drama.
Right. So as you can see, most of the group, especially for Xscape, they didn't talk to each other for quite a few years. And so Candy details in this special the other night saying that basically back in 2017, someone, Carlos King, allegedly tried to steal their life story without their permission, and that brought them back together. Ain't nothing gonna bring people back together than the revenge for somebody else, like, you know, so.
Well,
Right. So after they got back together, they started headlining their own tours and, you know, selling out and stuff like that. Then they had an offer to do a versus. Y'all remember when that was popular
Oh,
back
yes.
in
Oh,
pandemic
yeah.
times?
Mhm.
Right.
Yep. So back in 2021, they did a versus against SWV, and it was such a hit that the fans was like, "Y'all gonna have a collab tour? What's gonna happen?" You know, it was like SWV won, blah blah blah. You know, did y'all catch that versus? What did y'all think about that?
I liked it. I enjoyed
Mhm.
it. You know, I don't know what the criteria is for winning versus. I never know. But I thought it was a good time.
I thought SWV won.
What do you? How do you
Determine.
a winner for your
Vocals, who has more hits, who can do vocals. Sometimes
But
it's even
remember, it started. People weren't doing vocals; they were just doing. They were playing their music.
true,
That's why
but
it's like,
now it's been like some when you as it progressed, it became vocals, like
Right.
people being able to actually sing their songs. Then it became on some of the verses, it became people, how many guest people that they had, collaborations that they had, you know. Then some of them, it was just a matter of just being great in terms of like, some of them were just good and just like, some of them were just good just to, you know, see people just kind of like their artistry. I think it was like, one of the good ones was like KRS-One and was it Big Daddy Kane? I think
okay.
it was KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane. That was a good one. Beanie Man.
Yes, Beanie Man was good. Mhm.
I heard about that
I
one.
think I kind of feel like, to me, it's more so like it's another version of a concert, you know? So
Exactly.
with each performer, it's their own concert for that, you know, short amount of time. And whichever one gets your feel good, then that's the
Is able
winner.
to step up during like, because like certain songs, you know, each one has their most popular songs, but then it's kind of like, it's sort of like, you know, like a battle. It's just like truly like a battle. Like, oh, you came out with this big song. Oh, you got that song. Oh, but you remember I had this song, and there's
Right.
the verse between this song. So it's kind of like, you
Yeah,
can
I
kind of
feel
tell.
in the end, performance quality is what does it for me. And I just felt like SWV had a better flow. And once Coco came in, I felt like she shut it down. But as you can see, if we get back to the show, from the show, SWV is more seasoned. And
Right.
they've been at this a little bit longer. And for me, in verses, you could see that.
Yeah, like they called themselves the Big Sisters.
Mhm.
Yeah, they did say that in the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they fairly understand the dynamic of what a business is and how the importance of working together and stuff like that, unlike Xscape. Let's be real. Okay. So it starts off right off the bat with, okay, you know, details how I don't know if a lot of you know, Candy and Tiny, they're kind of close. They have a lot of songs together themselves on just
Right.
on
Grammy Award winning.
Drive. What'd you say, Lavelle?
Exactly. A lot of producing.
Grammy
credits.
Award winning.
Right.
Yeah.
Scrubs.
Yeah,
They
no
did,
scrubs.
I
They,
mean,
like wrote stuff.
And I
Scrubs.
think they and their husbands spend a lot of time together.
Most definitely.
Mhm.
Yes, a lot of time.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh,
Right.
I ain't never heard that. Never thought of it, but it, you know,
Yes.
it makes sense.
Go, yes. Have you not heard the rumors from like Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then the rumors about T.I.
Non-disclosures.
I've heard of different, you know, I
Dungeon
just didn't put
rooms.
this together as I was like, oh, okay.
That'll be an after dark session.
Back to the show, at least.
Back to the show.
Right.
But it seems like the relationship between the groups are different. Like
yeah.
Lily,
Oh,
and
definitely.
it seems like Coco was always the one on the outs with SWV. And with Xscape, Candy, as you said, Candy and Tiny were always together. And even what's Latoya's sister's name?
Tamika.
Latasha.
Tamika.
Tamika.
Tasha,
So the
wait,
three-
Tasha and Toya, right?
No, it's Tasha.
Latasha and Tamika.
Tasha and
Tasha and
Tamika.
Tamika.
They watched the
Tasha
show,
and
guys.
Tamika.
I'm serious.
Well,
Look,
so
Xscape,
Tamika,
SWV. That's all we got to know.
but it seems like Tiny, Tamika, and Tiny, they're in business together, and they have a good relationship. But Tasha was always on the outs, and also something that happened on the show is that Tamika accused her sister and her brother-in-law of stealing her money, and
Mama
Mama
was
said,
like, "Turn
"Cut
the
off
cameras
the
off."
cameras."
Yes, we was getting. I thought I was on an overview of the show, but I guess
Oh,
not.
sorry, my bad. I just wanted to get there. I
Well,
wanted to
hot
get there.
topic. We
We're going to the last
topic.
thing.
Anarchy.
I'm gonna need you to speed to it. Come
Come
on.
on, girl.
Lavelle went all the way to the end.
Damn.
We
It
just
was
started
just
2 minutes
so
ago, Lavelle. Can we
juicy.
build up?
Okay, sorry, my
Role
bad,
play?
my bad, my
Okay.
bad.
Take it back.
All right.
Come on,
Where we
Alicia.
at?
Okay, I
Get
guess I'll tell you what are
control.
the top
Get control of it,
conflicts.
Alicia. Get control of the conversation.
Control.
Okay, so I don't know if you caught it, but so the producers immediately asked Tamika about an interview she did a few years ago about Candy. You know, I didn't even know that this happened, until this show
Yeah.
basically.
Oh,
So
you didn't watch the first show?
this is the first show.
No, Escape.
No, they had a special a few
Yeah,
years ago.
especially.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I did not.
Yeah. Okay.
It all played out on that.
Played out
Oh,
there.
really?
That's
Okay.
why.
Yes.
That's why. What's her name? When they asked her about it, she was like, "No, this is the new season."
Oh,
It
okay.
was like it's
They're
not a new
definitely
season of the same show, but it's
Right.
she's like,
Because
this
they
is
each
different.
group had their own series. so to
Yeah.
speak.
Okay. So he definitely, she tried to be like, no, I didn't know that didn't happen. Candy was like, that happened, but we did make up. But
I
that
don't
happened
feel like she
live."
said no, it didn't happen. She just felt like, no, I'm not going to talk about it.
Right,
Like,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna drag me back down that road. Like, I think they played it out in the last show. She admitted to it. They made
Oh.
amends on the show and on like they were on stage doing a concert, and she apologized to Candy in front of everyone.
Yes.
Also apologized to her during the show. So I think it was her being like, I'm in a good place with Candy now, and you ain't gonna drag that out of me.
Right.
She never gets over anything. It takes her years to get over
Yeah,
it.
Candy was like, well,
I kind of seem to like, I don't know if it's Bravo or just with the reality shows that they're doing more and more of you said this. Oh no, I didn't say this, and then they go back and play the tape and be like, okay, just what you
That's what she
said.
did.
I like that though.
I
because
appreciate
I got
that.
tired of people being like, I didn't say that. And the first time I noticed it was with Portia. Who said that? In
Right.
Real Housewives of Atlanta, and they was like, yeah, you did.
What was interesting to me was in the first series that they did when Xscape first got back together, that was the big tension was between Tasha and Candy. It seemed like they were two clashing egos when the group was originally together, and they had to come to a meeting of the minds for the reboot to be successful. But it seems now it's LaTasha and her sister. So it's like, oh, Tasha, are you the problem?
I'm starting to think so.
Common denominator.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of said problems, okay, so their first problem was over a text message, right? So I guess they had escaped at a concert back in Vegas at a show, and I guess Tamika and Candy got locked out of their dressing rooms, but Tasha and Tiny did not. And Tasha got her clothes and left them there back in Vegas, basically. And so Tamika sent a text, kind of, in a group text, basically, calling her out. And Tasha basically told her to kiss her ass. And Tamika responded with, if you had an ass to kiss. So Tasha got completely offended, saying that she was body shaming. Do you agree that that's considered body shaming, or was that just
I wouldn't have thought of it as body shaming, but
it was just a comeback.
Yeah,
Yeah,
after
like-
they talked about it, I was like, I guess, but I just y'all was arguing about
It's the yo
a bunch of
mama
shit.
jokes. Come on,
Thank you.
y'all. You gonna say
Right.
don't talk
Thank you,
about my
Joe.
mother? Come on, it's a yo mama joke.
Yeah,
you.
like I mean, everybody has an ass, obviously. Like I don't know, like
Well, that's not true.
I mean, everybody.
That's not true.
Everyone has one. You just
Yeah,
you just
you know.
more than others. That's
I
Some are
mean,
just more gifted or voluptuous than others.
Right, but it seemed like from what Tiny was saying, when Tiny was explaining it, and they went to Tiny's like little confessional, she said something about Tamika's always been self-conscious and she doesn't have a big bubble butt, and I thought it was interesting that she was like, yeah, she didn't have a surgery like
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
surgery was something normal, like we had the surgery.
Right.
She didn't have the surgery.
I guess in
Yeah,
their
I
world
caught
it is
that too.
normal.
Yeah, I went back and tried to do the research and
Mhm.
wait, go back to the.
Do we have a picture of her butt?
You know
Like
what?
us.
Tasha doesn't turn to the side. I looked at about
Ah.
100 pictures, And this girl gives no side angles. They must have made them because it's the only picture I could find.
Right.
And
that makes
there
sense.
aren't, you know what? There aren't a lot of bubble butts to go around, to be truthful.
Right.
Some stood on the line longer than others.
For they bubble butt.
Mhm.
I mean, they bubble butts ain't always safe. So, you know, if you
Mhm.
got a natural, be proud of it, girl.
You know what I'm saying?
Be
I
proud of
feel
their
that.
legs.
It was a
and
dig. I
hips.
mean, Tamika's her sister. She knows that's a
How to get
soft
to her.
spot for her
Mhm.
sister. Obviously, your siblings know exactly where to get you. So I think she said it intentionally to
Mm.
upset her sister. There's no way she didn't know her sister's sensitive about not having an ass.
And even
Yeah.
if she wasn't
And-
sensitive, if someone picks on something that you don't have, no matter what it was, if she had had, you know, big ears, and she would have said, I don't know why you didn't hear with those big ears of yours. You know,
That's why I kind of feel like I get what you're saying. Like, sorry, Nicole, I get what you're saying. Like, it was it's a dig because you do know the shortcomings of your siblings, but it's more so a comeback. Like, okay, I'm just
It's
going
a
after
dig, but I'm not gonna like mess up our money over it.
Yeah, I'm not going to see you for 30 days.
Right, right. Like she should have got a better comeback after that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
she should have got a something,
Right.
you know. So after that scene, just kind of go a little bit overview. They showed each of the ladies and their husbands and some with their kids, all except for Ti and Tiny. But you know, we just saw Tiny with her kids. But
They pulled up like some old footage of T.I.
right,
like true. Like, I mean, he looked like he was 12. I mean,
I was like, is this from their MTV show? Like,
you think there's tension in that marriage, or you think he's with his side chick, or what?
you know, he could be with, I don't know. I don't think there's tension. I think there was, I didn't sign that Bravo contract.
Oh,
You know, it was probably like, ain't the right money to pay T.I. Like, you know, these other husbands, their claim to fame is probably being in front of the camera on these shows,
Right.
or they don't care. They're just like, okay, I'm walking through my house, you know, like what's Tamika's husband, like I'm getting my breakfast, whatever, you're gonna
Right,
see me a
right.
little bit. But T.I. is T.I. So you probably had to have like a little bit more
Right.
to get
Get him on
him
the camera.
in front of the camera.
But you know, he was on the previous special for
Oh.
I do remember, yeah. And maybe, and I was gonna say it's probably limited. It's
Mhm.
probably limited the times that he can.
Yeah, I mean, and unlike these other husbands who seem to be employed by their wives, T.I. and Todd had actual jobs. You know?
Right.
right.
T.I. may have had work to do.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right. That's true. That's true. I will say that one scene that I was definitely looking at was Tasha and her husband Rocky. You know,
Mhm.
because I don't know if y'all remember, audience, but we reported some weeks ago. Look at him right there, bald head and everything. About-
I'm bald head and everything.
Right. Natasha's husband is not having a baby by side chick, quotation marks, you know, because somebody came out saying that she was having an affair with him, that she was pregnant by him. There she is on the right there.
She said, there she is.
Yeah, then she
Right,
said she
right.
was lying. Then she
And
said
then she said she wasn't lying.
Just we never got that cleared up.
Right, right,
I said it. Oh no, I take it back.
Yeah.
right.
But after she took it back, she put it back forward. She said,
Oh, did she? Oh, my goodness.
it's true. We've been together for a while. It's giving me Kevin Hunter, Wendy Williams vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Then Latasha said that he actually works in the music industry, and she was like, she was like, I don't want to say this, but he started out with pause, R. Kelly. Like, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But so it'll be interesting to see how their relationship plays out on this series here. Because I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
this
That
was
part to me
filmed-
was a little
Fake?
forced. I mean,
Yeah,
all the couples coming on there. It was just like
Mm,
lovey-dovey, you know, hunky-dory.
Right.
I guess maybe this is just the beginning, but it
Mhm.
was just a little bit played for me. Like, I don't know.
yeah, because I definitely looked up too, like if this was filming during the time when the allegations came out or not, you know, and I feel like it kind of was around the same time. So
Mm.
hopefully they'll bring it up. But I know that the ladies are also producers on the show, so they might not show it, but you know.
Right.
I think the allegations came out after they were done.
Oh, okay.
Because the allegations came out when she stopped touring with the group, right?
Oh,
When she-
okay. I just thought it was after an award show, but okay.
It was around the
She
Soul
went on
Train time.
shows with different
Mm.
outfits, and she didn't want to show up for a show.
Right.
I think that happened after they were done. I could be
Oh,
wrong.
okay.
I think it partially, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see for sure.
It
Yeah,
shall
we'll
come to light.
So both groups end up coming together for a big old sit down to talk the logistics of merging together. You know, if they want one band, if they want one set of dancers, you know, everyone's like giving their ideas and being excited. Everyone besides guess who? Tasha. She's looking like,
I'm not excited.
right.
Right. I was like, girl, why are you there?
Her
Right.
spirit wasn't with it.
Right. She's like, we have so much tension in our group. I don't know if I can do any touring with you guys or anything. Like, I can't.
Like, you could have called your sister before you had this meeting.
Right.
Like, that was like, that's like when people say don't bring your business in front of company and whatever. Like,
Mhm.
you
But then
should
she wouldn't have got paid for episode 1.
Right.
But they weren't speaking.
Right, but if you're not speaking, but then this opportunity comes and you know that you got to get in and meet with this other group, why don't you call your sister beforehand and be like, hey, I would really like to talk about this before we get
Right.
into this meeting.
Absolutely.
But maybe, you know, all for the cameras, maybe they had them draw it out.
Or maybe just
Tasha
picture
does a
those.
Queen. I think that's what we're seeing.
What were you seeing, Ms. Nicole?
Maybe she should have just pictured the checks that were going to come in, because you don't have to get along with her to go out there and sing your song and move your rear end.
Exactly.
I'm
That's what
feeling you.
SWV said. They was like,
Right.
we may not talk all the time, but we get on that stage and we do what we have to do.
All right. Business is business.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say I did enjoy Taj and Lily gave them great advice as big sisters. So like we pointed out, they were like,
Yes.
we've been there and done it in our 20s. We grown ass women.
Right.
We understand what a check is about, you know?
Mhm.
So yeah, I definitely agree with Antrice. You know, she's just being a drama queen. Do you think she's like also immature? They were low-key calling her immature and that she needs to grow up, kind of. I don't know if she kind of do it, but
I think when you constantly need a moment, when you constantly need the focus on you, when your emotions constantly have to be considered, I think that's immaturity. And I think they were right to call. I love that Coco was upfront with it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I thought that was great. That was a good moment in the show.
And I love the point that was made. And I don't think I've ever heard it made.
what point?
That as women, we will forgive men.
Yes!
Yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Before
but our
you forgive a
girls
whole
messed
girl,
up
you
one
forgive-
time. I was
After
like,
You were
He's
right,
done
Antrice.
humiliating
On the
you.
money.
on the mark. That is so true. Dude could cheat on you 7 times. Your girlfriend done did something. She forgot your birthday. You done cut her off. Cut her off.
Right.
Wait a second. I didn't sleep with your sister.
Right.
I don't
what about all the other birthday parties I attended?
Yeah.
totally negated.
I
Totally
got you the
negated.
wrong color sweater and you ain't talking to me.
Right.
Thank you.
Or I got
Good
mad and said you
point.
ain't have no ass. I mean, come on, baby.
For sure. So they
Petty
kind of like,
Betty's.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I said Petty Betty's.
Oh yes, for sure. So then they kind of like sort of table it, you know, to get back to it, because you know, Tasha was like, I'm not gonna agree to anything because we're not gonna solve this in a couple of days. They're like, we're gonna start touring in a couple of days. Like we got time, you know. So
Like, we ain't leaving tomorrow.
right. Then we see a quick scene of SWV getting that bag, doing a private gig in Johannesburg. I'm like, get it, ladies, get it.
Mhm.
I kind of want to be like, who's the guy? Who's the person who paid for this?
Right.
Question: what is 6.5 figures? What does that mean?
Oh, is
It
that what she
means-
said? I was
It
trying
means
to
6
remember what she
figures
said.
plus 500. 600, 500. 6, oh my God. 600, 6, oh my God.
We got you.
We got you. With the 5 in.
But I get you. Like, the figure is 6 figures or is 7 figures. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get where the half landed you.
She wanted us to know how
Like,
much.
is it 150,000 or 950,000?
With 6 figures, you never know. You just know it's 6
Right.
Be a curveball with that because I was trying to do math. Half.
You was doing too much.
I
I
just
put
heard
it on pause.
I was like,
Okay.
oh, yes.
I was just like, okay, you just boasting. Okay, no problem. We know you're gonna get paid, whatever.
Right. So then after that, we see the two Xscape sisters finally trying to have a conversation. They think they're going to neutral ground here at their mom's house. You know, this is what they think they're gonna do. You know, it's like go to a neutral party. You know, and that's the mom right there, next to Tasha. And so before Tamika even pulls up, Tamika tells us in her confessional that she's always felt like her mom favored Tasha. And at first I was like, but then I kind of saw it in this episode.
Yeah.
So,
No, it shows. It really shows.
for sure. So the first thing that happens, and I'm like, okay, fakeness here. So Tasha suddenly wants to hug Tamika. So, oh, we're sisters. Let's hug. And, you know, Tamika's like, really? You didn't want to do this 3 days ago? You
And
know?
the producer showed it.
Yes.
Wah, wah, wah.
Now let's see how dramatic and fake she can be. Tell me, well, we're sisters. Of course, I'm always gonna give you a hug. I was like, you showing out for your mom. That's what that is, you know. Right. So they let Tamika discuss, you know, what she was upset about when it came to that Vegas incident of Tasha, you know, getting dressed and leaving them. You know, she even gets up and kind of like sort of demonstrate, you know, how we can be when we're trying to like describe a full event to people. So
Yes.
I'm with her on that part. I don't know if anybody caught it, but the mama gonna go ahead and whisper, she's jealous.
Yes.
The producers made sure we caught it.
Yeah. That was on blast.
I
Yes.
think mama's gonna make money over either daughter, so I'm gonna need for her to stop it.
Look, I was watching Candy's again. I was watching Speak on It, and Candy was speaking to Mona Scott Young, who
Mhm.
is the producer of the show. And even Candy was like, why y'all had to put that up there that the mama said she's jealous?
What did Mona's response was?
Mona's like, it went with what she was saying. She was
Yeah,
she
you said
mouthed
it.
it. It went with what she was saying.
Right.
Her
So
mother
hopefully,
showed no
Tamika sees that.
impartiality.
Exactly. So that
Does
was not
mom get a
neutral
check too in this
territory.
show?
That's what I'm saying.
She probably get a little something.
Right. So after that little slide,
If Rocky don't take it.
yeah, okay.
Dang, okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So then they start to argue a little bit. The sister's going back and forth, and she's like trying to prove to her mom that her mom doesn't really stick up for her when it comes to her sister. You know, she's feeling like it's 2 against 1. And then Tamika goes with a 1-2 punch killer, saying, "You stole my money, heifer." Lavelle, what happened? Because I know you're excited to say it. Go ahead, tell us what happened.
Laugh.
Apparently, they were getting some royalty checks. And instead of it coming to Tamika, it went to Tasha's. And allegedly, Rocky cashed those checks.
Ooh, and it was
And
over
she said-
$30,000, y'all.
Over $30,000.
He sounds
And
like
so
a
she
shady
says that she
character.
could still bring up charges against them. She did threaten that. And I was like, girl, why you talking? Just
When she started
action.
talking like that, I was like, okay, well, this
And
must
now
be for
everything
real.
makes more sense, right? Because it was like,
Yes.
what when they was arguing about the dressing room and stuff, I was like, I don't really get it.
Right.
But again, like when I watched the Speak on It, it was explained a little bit more clear. Like Latasha left with their manager and their road manager, and their road manager is supposed to make sure they're okay. So
Right.
so Candy and Tamika were sharing a dressing room, and they couldn't get in a dressing room. Their road manager is supposed to make sure that the venues got them, but he was also Latasha's assistant. And so he left with Latasha, and Latasha was just like, deuces, left, you know. So, but it makes more sense now. It's like, and even when the whole Soul Train green dress thing came out, and Latasha was like, yeah, I'm telling this and that, she was speaking codedly, I think, because of the stuff that was going to play out on the show. She couldn't tell everything, but she said something like, oh, my sister spoke ill of my mother in public. And I was like, well, what did she say? But it's like, no, she put it out there that your husband did something and that your mother knew about it.
And said nothing.
I loved is that there was not really a denial of the money being stolen.
No, what's her name said she was lying when they went to
In the
her.
confessional, she denied it.
Yeah, she
did?
was like, yeah, she was like, no, how would Rocky do that? She was like, that doesn't make any sense. So they straight out asked her. They said, so you're saying she's lying? And she was like, yeah, she's lying.
But in
it
all
just-
fairness, though, she said Rocky didn't steal it. She say she didn't help. You know what I mean? Because she obviously had to help
Right.
him steal it. You know, like. But sorry.
Well, Rocky is Tasha's manager, right?
manager and husband, yeah.
He might have at that time been Tamika's manager as well. And from what I understand, those checks often go to the manager.
Mm.
So what could have happened is if he was representing both sisters,
Right.
the checks got sent to him and he took it upon himself to just deposit it into their account.
Yeah. That's shady. I mean, we know it's alleged. We don't know what really happened, but if that happened, that's shady. Like, you know, and I could see her not going. I could see Tamika not going to the police because at the end of the day, that's family. And
Sister.
she is probably
She
just like,
said she could still.
you know, she could, but I think she just really wanted to get it out. And that seemed like a breaking point because Mona
Yeah.
Scott Young was like, she didn't even know about it. Like, I
Right.
guess the group knew about it, but Mona Scott was like, I did not know this was going to play. I didn't know anything about this situation. I didn't know she was going to go into this. So
Right.
hey, maybe it was just a breaking point, or maybe it was one of them like, okay, you think you the shit? I got this in my back pocket. I'm gonna bring it out.
What's amazing to me is that Tamika was so pleasant to her sister in the beginning.
Mhm.
In light of what, if you steal $30,000 of my money, we're just not good anymore. No,
Right. That part.
it's high
You
and
about
by.
to see these hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been like, let's look for a replacement for the group. We don't need her to keep touring.
Hey, and better yet, they was like, let's split it 3 ways instead
Right,
of 4.
that So, and then after that bomb is dropped, you know, the mom was like, cut the cameras off, cut the cameras off. Because, you know, she got to protect Natasha. So overall, what did you guys think of this premiere? Let's give it a rate from 1 to 10. 10 being the greatest, 1 being, I ain't watching this shit no more, you know, so. Lavelle, what you got?
I'm gonna give it an 8. It still has me intrigued. I want to know how the $30,000 plays out.
Mhm.
I'm dying to see how that plays out.
Nice. Yeah. Marnita?
You know, I'm gonna give it like a 6. It was, I don't know what I was expecting. Again, I say this every time we review something. Know what I was expecting. It wasn't the greatest, but you know, I keep up with these groups. So, you know, and I've been looking forward to the show. So I'm gonna keep watching it.
Joe?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Marnita. I like the groups, and I'm more excited about listening to them sing, even the touring. I was even like with the 5, but you know, it's okay.
Nicole?
I gave it a 4.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm feeling you, Miss Nicole. I would even go there. I would do that too. Yeah.
Antrese?
I'm gonna give it an 8, maybe a 9. I thought it was a great premiere. I love both these groups. I think they're important to the culture, and I love that they're spotlighting these 2 dynamic Black female superstar groups, really. And I love seeing them trying to make that money again and trying to get things going and be women in business who also care about each other. I just think the history, the money, the music we're gonna see, I'm here for it. I love it. I love that Bravo's doing this, and I thought it was an excellent premiere.
Well, that doesn't, all those things you say can be true, and it could still have been a horrible show.
But I said it was an excellent show.
Yeah.
For the audience who doesn't know, Nicole is our very own Tasha. I'm just kidding.
Nicole's what?
And I'm
Very own
Candy
Tasha.
here to shut it down.
I said you're
Our
like our very own Tasha, Nicole, is what I said.
Very on topic?
Very own
Tasha.
Tasha. Our Tasha, you know.
From the group.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll catch it later. Catch it in the recap.
Airplane.
All right, Miss Lava.
Yeah, so what do you think? Even though, yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna give it about, I'm like with Marnita and Joe, I'm kind of like at a 5.
Mhm.
You know what? Again, I understand what Antrese is saying. Yeah, I'm all about it, but
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay,
They're
y'all,
great
y'all
groups.
gotta
They're a great
Mona
group. It
Scott,
was a bad show.
ramp it up.
It was an excellent
Mona Scott Young, ramp it up.
Bravo, ladies. I think you did an excellent job.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6 to myself. I definitely feel like it was, like you said, it's great to have the groups back together, listen to the music, get on the nostalgia. I definitely didn't expect all the drama that I got because I didn't watch the other Escape thing. I did look at SWV when they had their reality show, but not the Escape one. So I was definitely surprised by that little nugget at the end there. I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. So we'll be watching again for sure for me. So you
What about
audience, let us
Lavelle?
know what your rating is as well. And if you agree about our takes on it. Are you more like a Nicole or are you more of a Nantrice on this? You know?
Yeah. Are you in between?
Right.
You forgot about Lavelle.
Yeah,
No, I
Lavelle
was
and
the first
Nantrice
one to
were high.
comment.
Lavelle
Yeah.
was-
I was the first one.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, my bad.
Now let me ask you guys this other wild card question. If the groups were to come out with new music, both separately or even together, would you listen to it?
Sure.
Yeah, I think they're
Oh,
talented. They're talented women.
Exactly. They're talented.
Yeah, like Antrice
Right.
said, you know, these are great women, great groups, and you know, they had great songs. I still would listen to their music. I kind of feel their music is a little bit timeless. You know, some of their music, you know, it's great.
So let me ask you guys, if your sister or cousin, if for those who don't have, you know, female sisters, if they felt like you stole some money from them or someone you were attached to stole money from them, would you try to resolve it and maybe just pay them the money back just to like make amends, or would you just be not on deny city, or like how would you react?
Well, I wouldn't steal anybody's money, number one, but if I stole someone's money, I'm not going to just ignore it. And if you steal money from me, I'm damn sure not going to ignore it.
I
don't even
And I
know.
won't wait for the TV show to bring it up.
I think it's very possible that Tasha didn't know. I think it's very possible that her husband did.
Right.
And she found out about it later.
You think he maybe
you
just
think-
spent it on another woman or something? Like,
Ooh, we didn't even go that far, Bonita,
We
but
don't know their financial situation.
but
Maybe
I'm just saying, like, yeah, you can
maybe
have.
at the time the checks were coming in, they needed, you know, money, and it's his job to make sure that everything's taken care of. We don't know the details, but I know in families, this stuff happens. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't have to be famous for people to say, look, you owe me, which you have not paid me.
right.
Yeah.
right.
I would just, if I had a sibling who felt that I owed them money and it was in between us, I would just give it to her.
yeah.
Like, girl, here, bye. Like,
Right. Like
right.
our family, our sisterhood is worth more than that.
yeah, leave me alone. Like,
Absolutely. It's a profit and loss. You know.
Yes. Mhm.
I agree.
And you know, I mean, even though that they're arguing, I still feel like there's love between each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, you could see that there's pain. Put it that way. You know.
Yeah. I think
So-
if Latasha and Rocky, or if somebody owned up to it and apologized to because I don't think it didn't come off of as I need my money back, because it's been lingering for however long. I
Mhm.
think it's more of the principle of y'all took my money, you tried to like play me like stupid, and then the fact that her mom wasn't standing up for her consistently is on Tasha's side. And so I think
Mhm.
that seemed to be more of what it is, and that goes back to me from like what you said, Joe, is like there's love there, and it's like I love you guys, but why y'all doing me like this?
Yeah, I definitely take it as like you said, love there, but also it's a toxic environment. So you either gonna have to maybe try to do some therapy, group family therapy together, or distance
Yeah.
yourself a little bit. You know what I mean? Even though, you know, she was an integral part of the group, shoot, is it worth your peace to have her around to keep doing the group still, or
Right.
what?
But I think you hit it on the nose. It's like some family therapy, because it's like group aside, y'all still family. So
Mhm.
figure it out so that you know you can figure it out.
And if you asking me, Escape, y'all ladies, y'all could do your therapy on the side while you're practicing your dance moves for your concert.
Hey,
Okay?
the therapist can be in between shows on the bus. I don't
Right.
know.
There you go.
or just
You
be
know?
like SWV. What she said, we don't talk. We just get
Right.
together.
Right.
Business.
But
That's right.
yeah, I think just the sisters and the mom, that needs to be, you know, that needs to be handled separately.
Mhm.
Okay, well, let's close out this show by list one of your top favorite songs from either group.
Oh, SWV, what was the one with the remix? Was it You're the One
Right
for
here, this one?
Me? No, not the Human Nature remix. I didn't really care for that. I didn't really care for that one. It was
It's two different songs. Right here, right here.
Yeah. With the SSWW to the V.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, right?
No, you talking about right here. Or
You're
no,
talking
I'm
about
sorry,
right
Human
here.
Nature.
She's talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one with the Human Nature remix. I'm sorry.
So it seems like somebody needs to go to a couple concerts again because you done
No,
lost track of
okay,
these
you know
songs.
what? My bad. Anything. That's what I'm trying to think. Anything
There we go.
SWV. I was like, it was
See,
for the
and we're
basketball
talking
movie.
about right here.
Okay.
You
See,
got
y'all
right.
was making me the crazy one, but that's the
Okay.
one I was talking about.
Anything SWV, the remix.
Nice. One of my favorite ones is I Get So Weak in the Knees one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
Mhm.
And I'm so into you.
Oh,
Yes.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
maybe SWV did win the verses for me. I don't know.
I like with SWV. Rain down on me.
Oh,
Rain.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that song. Cause you know the thing is about both groups, they're not dancing groups.
Yeah,
They're
they're
Oh, yeah.
singers. Yeah.
they're singers. So I'm trying to think. So we all said SWV, but
No, I was going to give my other opinion for.
Go ahead,
Escape.
Ms. Lavelle.
Who can I run to?
You don't have to sing it.
Okay,
Just
I
tell the
love
song.
that
What?
one.
okay.
Who can I run to?
Who can I run to?
Oh.
I love that song.
I'm trying to think what Escape song.
Yeah, that's true too. That's a good song.
That's
Yeah.
a lot. That's
I
a good.
need from you.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good one, Auntie.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of another one. I'm trying to think of a fast one that they had.
Escape.
Just kicking.
Oh, yeah, just
They didn't do a lot of fast.
I didn't really like kick off your shoes.
Relax.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that wasn't my that wasn't my jam.
Kicking it, isn't it? Isn't that just
Yeah, just kicking it.
just
Yeah,
kicking it.
yeah.
That wasn't my jam.
Because
Wow.
again, they weren't like dancer like that. They
It
had like the vibe, the song. That was the songs when you'd be like, okay, let me
But
just
SWV, I
chill.
just remember SWV with the
There you go, just kicking
Right,
it.
yeah.
Mhm.
SWV did have more like the little.
kind of what we were talking about a couple weeks ago with Rihanna? Like she more has that like
she's a performer, not a
more of a vibe, yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
But why can't I
Yes,
think of
yes.
more Escape songs?
Just been
Didn't they
too
do a
long.
collaboration with somebody?
Back then, you mean?
Yeah, they did a
Yeah.
collaboration with a boy group, with a guy group.
No, I don't remember that one.
Oh, a
remember
rapper
that.
or something. I don't know. Oh,
We have
man.
to look that up. Viewers, you want to tell us?
Yeah, what's
Right.
your
Tell us what
favorite
y'all
song?
favorite song is?
But I do love Scrubs. I know they didn't sing it, but Candy and
Okay,
what's her
yes,
face
because
wrote
Tiny
it.
and this
Yeah.
Candy
Yes.
wrote that.
For sure.
My anthem.
Are you on the passenger side, Miss Nicole? You on the passenger side or no?
Oh, no.
She's like, no.
Nope. I'm outside lecturing.
She said, get it straight.
Right. Well,
You know, I'm
Good
looking at
luck,
their songs, right?
SWV
No,
and
okay.
Escape. Good luck.
Just kicking it, understanding, love on my mind. Oh, I remember.
I got love. Oh, that was
Oh,
the
my,
song.
yeah, that was okay. Yeah.
Okay,
I
the
just
audience
think
didn't
about
ask for
that.
us to sing for them. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in.
But you're welcome.
That was nasty. But you know, as was happening, as the viewers was watching, like, oh,
Yes.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that to the mature
I'm
women.
just saying this is turning to cabinet talk. It keep going on. I just asked one question. I just listened one song. You listened 4. Okay, I said one song.
All right,
You know
girl. What
what?
else you
That
got?
is not very nice. You need to
Yo,
end on
Alicia,
positivity.
we can't have you moderate. We can't have you.
No,
Are we gonna do the next story, Alicia?
it's been way past 20 minutes. No, we're gonna.
No, but we can edit. We can edit it.
She shut it down. She
We
said, you
can
know
edit
what?
it. You
Over.
speaking French
Period.
We
Okay, we can. I mean, it
now?
is
Go
a
ahead,
hot
Miss
topic. I
Alicia.
guess.
Go ahead. Since we having so much fun.
Okay. So, if I know, since we all like to laugh apparently and make jokes and stuff, we should start making our. Chris Rock
Yeah.
finally did his special.
Yeah.
On Netflix. It was called Selective Outrage. Okay, and It was like an hour, maybe hour and 8 minutes long. And he talked about a lot of different topics, ranging from Meghan Markle to the Kardashians. And then he spent like the last 8 minutes talking about the slap from Will Smith. You know, did anybody here look at that special yet?
I watched it.
So it did receive some mixed reviews. Some people liked it, some people did not. We got a couple of tweets here, I think. One person said, remember Chris Rock punched down on Jada over the alopecia condition? All the deflecting he is doing, bringing up entanglements is gaslighting. He knows that the world hates a Black woman with sexual agency, so he has to make that the topic, not how he violated and humiliated her. Ooh. So basically she's like, why didn't you apologize, you know? Another person said, the most Chris Rock thing about all of this is him screaming that you don't fight in front of white people, but not even considering what it means to make jokes about a Black woman and her hair in front of white people. Good point.
Touché.
Another tweet was, misogyny in comedy is Chris Rock joking that Black people don't fight in front of white people, while proceeding to call a Black woman a bitch in front of white people after being slapped for disrespecting a Black woman's hair in front of white people at another. Point taken.
She started it.
Right. So what are your ladies?
Lonnie Love.
Right. Oh, that was Lonnie, huh? Lonnie Love. Yeah. So the people who did watch it, first let me ask you guys, did you think it was funny or not funny? And did you agree with these critics? Go ahead.
I thought it was funny. I guess I don't agree with the critics. I think it was a very good show. I think it was that the Smiths deserved everything that he dished to them. He was not making fun of a Black woman in her hair. She's an actress who would have shaved her head for a part, number one. Number two, she talked about how beautiful she was with her head anyway. She was talking to the world about her bald head. So who would have thought that she was ashamed of it, number one. Number two, I don't think the man knew she had aloe, whatever it is. I would have had no clue. She's not the be all end all. She's not the first thing on everybody's mind or lips. And after what Will did, he can say anything he wants to them. And when he was talking about fighting in front of white folks, I don't know about you, but in my household, you were not supposed to bring your business out in the street to the white folks. They brought it to him.
Good point. Okay, next.
Miss Nicole said it. I have to agree.
Okay, Antrice, you saw it too. What'd you have to say?
I thought it was really funny. I think I agree with most of what Nicole said. I think he went kind of easy on them. Like Alicia said, he saved it for like the last 10 minutes of the show. It went over an hour. And I just think after you slap somebody, you assault them on national television, they get the right to say something back to you, and you just have to take it. I heard that Will Smith thought it was distasteful, and I was like, no, honey, you assaulting
Right
on the opposite stage, that was distasteful to many of us. So no, I thought it was an excellent show, and I thought it was about time that Chris Rock had his say. And like
You waited about a year.
Yeah. It's like because
That's a good period of mourning.
Oscars are this
Right?
weekend.
Notice how he wore white to purify, to relieve.
Okay, girl.
Oh, no, we're
Go into
taking
the wardrobe.
symbolism.
Right.
I didn't see the whole show. I saw clips, and the clips that I saw were funny. Like, I know people were mad about the emancipation joke. It was a joke.
It was a joke.
We said I watched to watch him get whipped. It was a joke.
he was like, Massa, you missed a spot.
Yeah,
Like,
I was thinking back to old comedians. I'm like, it's a joke. Like I could have seen any comedian like saying that joke. Like, you know, he used his words to come back and say it. And now Will Smith, if you want to come back, use your words. You a rapper. Let's get a diss track. Let's just keep it on like.
Then we get a versus between them.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, one thing I wanted to say that I hadn't noticed before, but some people have pointed out, Jada laughed after Will slapped him.
Oh
yeah, she did. She cackled.
Wow.
I hadn't seen that, but when they showed the clip, I couldn't see her face on, but it looked like she was laughing. So Jada, shut the Ooh,
Right. Now that's distasteful. You know what I mean? For real. Yeah.
yes.
And I do want to point out that he does say in the special that he is not a victim. He doesn't consider himself one. So I definitely appreciate that. He's like, I ain't trying to go, I'm not going to be going on to Oprah or Gail's TV show, you know, trying to cry and all that sort of stuff, you
The
know.
red table talk. I know that's
Right.
really
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
Now he does make a point of saying that he thinks that Will Smith wasn't even mad about the hair comment, that Will Smith had all this pent up aggression basically from the entanglement stuff.
And
from-
Will had kind of said that
Mhm.
when he did his apology, he was like, this goes back to, he didn't say the entanglement. He was saying like
Right.
my history with Chris Rock and this and that. So, you know,
I
it
mean,
wasn't
because
just,
he
like,
was laughing in the beginning. Before
Right,
the slap, he
until
was
until he
laughing.
saw Jada's face.
laughed at the joke.
And
Yeah.
that's why he went after, that's why Chris went after Jada, because he feels, I feel, she instigated it. She could have stood up and grabbed his arm or said, no, this isn't the place.
Right.
No. She egged him on.
And for those who like wondering what Chris thinks about people's opinion, he don't care.
Thank you.
He definitely reported to People Magazine. He has like well, one of his reps basically said that he's riding high from the special. You know what I mean? Like he
Mhm.
got
Yes.
paid.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's
the
it.
first live Netflix special ever.
Mhm.
Right.
And can
Cut
I
it off
say
at the
that this may be an unpopular opinion, but Chris Rock, he looks good.
He's still Pookie in my book, okay?
He's maturing. He's
Thank you.
maturing kind of well.
He's now a good-looking man. He could get it for me.
Afro Sheen and a good stylist will get you the same thing.
Yeah, he's not unattractive.
Chris, you could call me sweetie. Like we could talk.
I think he's
Actually,
single
you
too.
also
Single
like
now,
Snoop
right?
Dogg,
Isn't
right?
he single now?
Yeah, he's
He
single.
is single, yes.
Yeah, he definitely talked about.
Oh yeah, because he just got divorced or something, right?
Divorce.
Yeah, he talked about dating single. I mean, younger women in this special.
Yeah.
So
He
another
went
point.
in on older women to be his age.
Oh.
His age, he went in on them in the comedy special, but that's okay.
Oh. Another point of like controversy part of his special was, like I said, he talked about Meghan Markle, basically about how the whole issue with Meghan Markle and her in-laws went fully about race. It's like just in-law stuff. You know, he was like, even Black people check to see how dark the baby's gonna be. You know, something he said something like that.
Yep.
And of course, some people took offense to that too.
But it's a reality. I agree with what he said. It's a
Yes, it
reality.
is. Yes, it is.
That's why it was funny, because it's true.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is it something he
Again,
shouldn't have
this
said in
goes
front of white
back
people
to
though?
You, thank you.
He's a comedian, and this is my thing. You know, us saying what we should choose between you. So this is his profession.
It's his
comedian,
livelihood.
to make you laugh. So picking and choosing and things like this, and you know, I think we start to get a little bit too sensitive, I guess, if that's
I don't know if
if
that's the word, but I get what you're
I
saying.
don't know if
I-
that's the
I get what
correct
you're
word.
saying.
His audience, he's doing his
Right.
stuff for everybody.
I only brought that
at
up because
home.
he brought it up, like we don't fight
No,
for
I
white
get
people. So,
you.
but no,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's what I think. Exactly. I think it's just because, you know, to some people, it may just be, okay, why are you talking about that? We talk about that amongst ourselves. We don't
Right.
need for you,
But,
you know, to
you know,
intervene.
Black-
we discussed that, but when we were talking about him before, he can't be like, oh, it's the
Right.
all white, the Black group tonight. So let me talk about.
Exactly.
Black
it's not just
comedians
always-
have been making jokes about
He's
Black
always, like, taking
peculiarities
people
forever.
behind the curtain and let them know like what we really think about things. That's kind of part of his shtick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and then I
Right.
agree with Nicole. I heard what you were saying. The black
Yeah.
comedians have been making these jokes for years. Is that what you were saying, right?
Right, about our
Right.
peculiarities that are
Yeah.
peculiar to our people.
Right. We just didn't realize that everybody is watching. You know.
Yeah. No, I
Richard
think we did.
Pryor.
Right, and that's what I thought
You
next. I was like,
know,
I can see
Pryor
Richard
did
Pryor
it.
making these jokes.
If we just
So
take
did you guys, so overall, really, so it was good, and this is something we should be watching?
I
Viewers,
enjoyed
y'all think the same? We should
Yeah.
be watching it?
It was a great
I
show.
thought it was great because I've been waiting for Will to get his comeback.
I actually like Chris Rock's stand-up, so I plan to watch it. I have not watched it, but I would watch it, yeah.
I plan to watch it as well too.
Same here. So just as, you know, if it couldn't have been milked enough by everybody else for the past year, Marlon Wayans decided to have his own comedy special on HBO 2 days before Chris Rock's special to literally talk about the slap for 1 full hour.
Really?
Yes. On HBO Max, literally the full hour is only about Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, and Chris Rock and his relationship with all 3 of them.
I was like, what is his relationship with them?
Well, let me break it down to you a little bit. So Marlon not only dissects the slap, he goes to his personal relationships with them and how Chris Rock took, I think, one of the first movies that Chris Rock did from Marlon. I think it was like How Did You Sucker or whatever the movie was with his family, and how Chris Rock got the part over him and he was a little jealous about that. And
Oh, okay. Let me get one rib.
Yes.
I sure am hungry.
right.
Viewers, in case you didn't catch that,
right.
Marnita got the words
I've seen that
for
movie
you.
so many times.
Right. So he kind of goes into like each person's perspective, Will's perspective, Chris's perspective, and all that sort of stuff. And he kind of starts out talking about how he's not going to make fun of Jada's condition about alopecia. He's like, she's a very stylistic person. She's fashion forward. I think Chris was just kind of commenting off the top of his head. And, as comics, we do that. And Will was just being protective. Even though he's talking about he don't want to talk bad about Jada, he did talk about, how he thinks she was pretty, but the prettiest boy or something like that, because of how, I guess, how Jada always had a short hair. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not like that's new. So I was like, okay, so what do you think of this? Number one, did you see it? Yes and no?
No.
I knew nothing about it.
Nope. I didn't know why he was interviewing. I didn't know he'd had a special. I just saw him on I thought maybe he had a movie or something coming out.
Right.
I didn't see it. Did he make one insightful remark? Like, did he add anything to the conversation?
Not really. I mean, I didn't see it all either. I just read all these
That's the thing.
highlights. Because in my opinion, 1 hour is too long to be talking about this one subject. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I was like, was it funny? What's going
I
on?
don't.
One of the clips that I saw was he was like, Will Smith must have been possessed. You saw the way he was walking. He was possessed. Blah blah blah. Jada must have had a voodoo doll underneath her chair. Blah blah. Blah, And then he was like, how he thought Chris Rock was. He essentially called him a punk for not even at least bucking back at Will when he got slapped. Like, he's like, what black man doesn't fully react when someone slaps you?
The black man that knows he's on television.
Like he said, the black man who was raised by parents.
Thank you.
Right.
He was there to do a job.
Yeah, I personally feel like Marlon was being a little exploitative of somebody else's situation.
Right.
I don't care if you know them personally or not. It's still not your story to tell. So,
And then you come out a year later with that just now I want to see the special just to like really see like what why there's so many other things
Who cares what Marlon Wayans thinks about
like I wouldn't ever connect him with them. I would never be like, damn, what does Marlon Wayans think about this?
Like, if
Who cares?
it was Eddie Murphy, if it was Martin, maybe, but
Right, somebody who's worked with them or something.
he's talking.
Yeah.
He does say, he does say that they can come back from this, but he, not too sure that they can, get their friendship back after that. But I feel like he's trying to make a buck off of somebody else's pain for sure.
Yeah, it's just really weird. I just find that really weird.
Yeah.
Perplexing.
I will say some of the tweets
He wouldn't be offensive if he had intelligent, insightful commentary, but it doesn't sound like he did.
But I've never seen him do stand-up.
A lot of other comics, when this happened, did weigh in on it. Like Ricky Gervais went in on Will Smith, and there were a few of them that.
Well, every comic went in on it when it happened.
Yeah,
But a year ago.
Yeah, exactly.
About a year ago.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing none of us will be watching that one, huh?
I probably just watch it out of curiosity. Like, really, did you talk about these people for an hour?
I'm not curious enough.
I'm not curious, not even curious enough to like hold the fast forward button down.
Oh My only curiosity is to peruse the YouTube. Let me see the clips. Okay, let me see. I will say some people surprisingly enjoyed it on Twitter. You know, I was reading some of the tweets about it. Some people liked it and all that sort of stuff. Some people preferred his over Chris Rock's. So,
Oh, really?
mhm.
It must
Well,
be his
those were-
9 siblings. Oops, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, right. All
For his
right.
fan fans, maybe.
Somebody must think they're funny because they make money.
No, I enjoyed In Living Color. You know,
Yeah, In Living
but
Color.
I
I
enjoyed
enjoyed
Living
In Living
Color.
Color.
They're funny guys. I just don't care what Marlon has to say about this particular.
Right. Audience, you let us know if you watch both specials, one or the other, and what did you think about the specials? Give us any highlights from those specials. Save us the trip from watching Marmon's special. Take a drink every time I say the word special. No, I was kidding. I hope you enjoyed our special evening tonight.
Yes.
And all of our special opinions. And
Drink responsibly.
right. There you go. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.